Welcome to the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show.
Cup of Joe Wrestling Show?
With Joey Harris. A podcast for the wrestling fan on the go. So take your favorite beverage of choice and join Joey as he takes a look at some of the biggest shows on the WWE Network.
Welcome to the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show. I am your host, Joey Harris, and we are broadcasting from makeshift studios in the shadow of South Central Virginia. You can follow the show on Twitter at Cup of Joe Pod. Email the show at cupofjoewrestlingshow@gmail.com. If you like the show, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts. It would help people to find the show, and I would really appreciate it. Folks, back again, and today going back 18 years as we look at Unforgiven 2005 from the WWE. Unforgiven 2005 took place on September the 18th, 2005 from the Ford Center in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. There were 8,000 in attendance and the show did 243,000 buys on pay-per-view. There were $485,000 in ticket sales. Highlights of Kurt Angle attacking John Cena and everything that has led to the main event. We then get our Unforgiven intro. Fireworks go off as Jim Ross welcomes us to Unforgiven. He, Jerry Lawler, and the coach are your announcers for the evening. They then introduce the Spanish announce team of Hugo Savinovich and Carlos Cabrera. WWE Intercontinental Championship match, Carlito versus Ric Flair. Flair is going for his first IC title. They show highlights of what has happened between these two. They start out slow. Flair strutting and wooing. They lock up and Flair with a takedown and a headlock. Carlito back up, but Flair goes back to the side headlock, takedown. Carlito reverses it into a leg scissors to get out, and then both men back up. Flair with a hammerlock. Carlito gets to the ropes. Carlito with a headlock. Flair pushes off. Carlito comes back with a shoulder block. He then mocks Flair with a strut. They lock up, and Flair goes back to the hammerlock. He pushes Carlito into the corner, slaps his back, and woos. They lock up. Flair with a shoulder block. Flair back to the hammerlock and forces Carlito into the corner. Carlito with a back elbow and a fist to knock Flair down. Flair comes back with a big chop. It knocks Carlito down and makes the crowd come to life. Flair goes for the figure four, but Carlito scrambles away to the outside. Back in, they fight in the corner. Carlito with some shots. Carlito woos but gets a thumb in the eye by Flair. Flair goes back to chopping Carlito in the corner. Corner whip by Flair, but Carlito comes back with a clothesline. He delivers some punches to Flair in the corner. Flair coming back with an inverted atomic drop. He then chops Carlito to the mat. Flair goes for the figure four. Carlito kicks him off and Flair lands on the outside. He tries to get back in, but Carlito slams his arm down on the top rope to knock him off again. Carlito comes out and runs Flair into the corner post. Carlito rolls in to stop the count, then rolls out again. He drives Flair into the ring steps. He throws Flair back in. He gets a 2 count. Carlito with a wrist lock. Flair chopping him, trying to get out. Carlito pushes Flair down, but Carlito is hurt. He starts punching Flair on the mat. A Let's Go Flair chant starts. Carlito with some back elbows to Flair in the corner. Carlito with a corner whip and a backdrop. He gets a 2 count. Carlito with an armbar takedown. That gets another 2 count. Carlito goes back to the armbar. Then some knees to Flair's gut and a shot. Flair chops Carlito down. Then another one. Another chop and an Irish whip by Flair. He hits a back elbow. He drops the knee on Carlito. Flair goes up top. Carlito goes to throw him off, but he hits Carlito down and comes off the top rope with a move. You heard me correctly. Drink everything you have, folks. Flair hit a move from the top rope. The crowd gives him a standing ovation. He comes off the top rope a second time, but Carlito catches him with a drop kick. He gets the 2 count. Carlito rolls out and grabs his apple. He comes back in. He goes to spit apple into Flair's face, but Flair hits him with a right hand. Carlito acts like he is choking as Flair puts the figure four on. Carlito finally taps. New Intercontinental Champion. Flair gets on the mic and says it's an honor to win the Intercontinental title, and it means as much as any world title. He says he's going to party all night long. He picks some ladies out of the audience. Todd Grisham talks to Carlito, who shoves him away. Ric Flair gets 4 girls in for his big party, then they leave. Edge and Lita are shown. They talk about how Matt Hardy would call them every night while he was out injured, never knowing they were together and having an affair. Edge says tonight, After he beats Hardy in a steel cage, all he's going to have left is memories. Lita says Edge makes her happy, but right now she wants to make him happy. They start kissing. Victoria and Tori Wilson with Candice Michelle versus Trish Stratus and Ashley. Stratus and Wilson start. Stratus wants Victoria, so she tags in. Victoria with a waistlock takedown into a front face lock. Stratus comes back with a head scissors to Victoria. Stratus with a modified Thez press and punches to Victoria. Ashley tagged in. She kicks Victoria. Victoria with a corner whip, but misses the charge in. Ashley with a clothesline. Ashley with a low drop kick. That gets a 1 count. Wilson in, and she throws Ashley hard to the outside. Candice Michelle attacks Ashley on the outside and chokes her with a rope. Stratus breaks it up. Back in, Victoria delivers a leg drop over the top rope. Victoria gets a head scissors on, but uses the ropes and gets caught. Victoria with a headlock to Ashley. Ashley works to get out of it, and Victoria pushes her down. Wilson tagged in. She slams Ashley's face into the mat. Then she does it a second time. Victoria comes back in, and she stops Ashley from making the tag. Victoria toying with Ashley, almost letting her make the tag before pulling her away. Victoria with a front face lock. Ashley pushes backwards and tags Stratus, but Wilson had distracted the referee and he didn't see the tag. Victoria with a snap suplex. Victoria goes up top, but Ashley catches her and hits the rope, so Victoria falls on the top turnbuckle. Stratus tagged in. Stratus Hurricane Rana's Victoria off the turnbuckle. Victoria reverses an Irish whip, and Wilson grabs Stratus by the hair. Stratus with a shot that knocks Wilson to the floor. Victoria with a shot, and then she puts Stratus in a fireman's carry and goes for another move, but Stratus head scissors out of it. Stratus ducks a clothesline attempt by Wilson and double clotheslines Victoria and Wilson. Then individual clotheslines to both women. Stratus with a spine buster to Victoria. Stratus goes to pin Victoria, but Candice Michelle gets up on the apron to distract the referee. Stratus pulls Candice Michelle in by her hair so she gets back out of the ring. Ashley then rams Candice Michelle's head into the apron. Stratus with a side headlock to Victoria. Wilson comes in. Stratus gets her in a head scissors and performs a double takedown to both heels. Stratus performs the chick kick to Victoria to get the pin. Ric Flair and his ladies are shown getting into a limo with champagne. The ladies get in and Flair is shown taking what I'm assuming is Viagra. He then gets in. Dusty Hill and Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top are shown in the audience. The Big Show versus Snitsky. Big Show comes out and greets ZZ Top. They show Snitsky attacking Big Show with the ring bell on Raw. Big Show attacks Snitsky before the bell. He tosses Snitsky across the ring. He smacks Snitsky's chest with a big right hand. He then slings Snitsky across the ring by his head. Big Show with a big headbutt. He then gets a boot on Snitsky's throat. Snitsky rolls out. Big Show follows. Snitsky with the boot to the midsection of Big Show. Big Show shoves him off, but misses a clothesline and hits the corner post instead. Snitsky then focuses on the arm, trying to dislocate it by pulling it into the ring post again. Snitsky throws Big Show back in and has an arm lock on. Big Show throws Snitsky over to get out of it. Snitsky with the boot to the gut of Big Show. Big Show goes for the choke slam, but Snitsky breaks his grip. Snitsky goes back to working on the arm. Snitsky goes for an Irish whip. Big Show holds on and goes for the choke slam. Snitsky counters and gets a front face lock on. Big Show pushes off. Big Show misses a corner charge when Snitsky moves and again injures his shoulder. Snitsky with an impressive belly-to-back suplex and Big Show lands on his injured shoulder. He gets a 2 count. Big boot to the face by Snitsky gets another 2 count. A Big Show chant goes out and Snitsky goes back to working on the injured shoulder of Big Show. Big Show pushes off and hits a spine buster, but he is clearly hurt. Double count going on. Big Show does his version of a nip up and clotheslines Snitsky. Another clothesline and a headbutt. Then a corner charge and a shoulder block. Then a choke slam and Big Show gets the pin. Big Show starts to leave, then goes for the ring bell and nails Snitsky with it. He then does it again. Ric Flair's limo is shown and there is steam coming from the back. Highlights to what led up to the Shawn Michaels-Chris Masters match. Kerwin White versus Sheldon Benjamin. Highlights of White attacking Benjamin with a golf club. When Benjamin comes out, JR works in his athletic background, so take a shot if you're drinking at home. Benjamin attacks White while he is taking off his sweater and polo on the outside. He throws White in. Benjamin with some forearms to the back of White's head. Benjamin with an Irish whip and a backdrop. Another Irish whip, but White gets his boot up. Benjamin with a knee to the stomach of White. Benjamin with a shot and an Irish whip, but White slides through Benjamin's legs. Benjamin with a scoop slam. Benjamin with a sliding clothesline to a seated White. White with shots and kicks to Benjamin. Benjamin slams White down and delivers a clothesline. He gets a 2 count from it. White clips Benjamin. White works on Benjamin's knee. White with a forearm. Benjamin with a takedown. White responds by wrapping Benjamin's leg over his neck to hyperextend it. Benjamin with an Irish whip, but White comes back with a spinning head scissors. Gets a 2 count. White slams Benjamin's knee on the bottom rope. White monkey flips Benjamin out of the corner, but he lands on his feet. Benjamin with a Samoan drop. White with a low drop kick to Benjamin's kneecap, which appears injured. Back and forth. Benjamin with an Irish whip and a clothesline. Benjamin with a back elbow. Benjamin with a backbreaker for a 2 count. White with a forearm. Benjamin with a backdrop. Benjamin with a belly-to-back suplex. Benjamin goes up top, but White slams into the turnbuckle to knock him down. White hits the top rope superplex. He gets a 2 count. Benjamin with 2 chops. White reverses an Irish whip into a drop toe hold. White with a half crab. Benjamin reverses it and slingshots White into the corner buckle. White grabs his 7-iron to hit Benjamin, who hits the T-bone suplex out of nowhere to pin White. Todd Grisham talks to Matt Hardy. Hardy is angry. He says he called Lita what she is, a bitch. He says the only thing he cares about is making sure Edge doesn't walk out of the cage. The cage is shown being lowered. Flashback to what has happened between Matt Hardy, Edge, and Lita. Steel cage match. Edge with Lita versus Matt Hardy. Hardy comes out determined. Edge looks demented. Lita looks worried. The bell sounds and they are just staring at each other. They lock up and roll around the ring against the ropes, jockeying for position. They trade shots. Hardy tries to run Edge into the cage, but he blocks it. Back and forth. Hardy with a big right that rocks Edge. Then another one. Edge starts to climb the cage to get to the top. Hardy follows. He grabs Edge and headbutts him off the cage into the ring. Hardy with a double axe handle. Edge goes for the door, but Hardy drags him back. Hardy with a side headlock. The crowd chanting Hardy. Edge with a back suplex, but Hardy holds on to the suplex. Edge pushes off with an Irish whip. Hardy comes back with a shoulder block. Hardy back to the side headlock and a takedown of Edge. Edge gets out of it with a face rake. Edge with a headbutt and a right hand. Edge starts to climb the cage again, but Hardy drags him off and he gets guillotined on the top rope. Hardy with a clothesline. He gets the 2 count. Hardy runs Edge face first into the turnbuckle. Edge reverses a corner whip, but Hardy gets his elbow up on the charge. Hardy with a clothesline from the second rope. Hardy goes for the twist of fate, but Edge pushes Hardy into the cage. Edge then hits the Edge-o-matic and gets a 2 count. Edge starts to climb the cage. He gets to the top, but Hardy grabs him. They both are on the top of the cage structure. Hardy goes for a move, but Edge rams his head against the cage. Hardy falls into the ring. Edge hits a missile dropkick to Hardy. Edge with the back suplex. Then another one. Edge then does the Matt Hardy version 1 sign with his hand to a chorus of boos. Hardy swinging wildly at Edge. Edge with a knee to Hardy's back. Edge with a running kick to Hardy's face. Edge hits a DDT. He gets a 2 count. He tries again and again. More 2 counts. Edge with a powerbomb to Hardy onto the cage. A loud Hardy chant goes out. Another powerbomb by Edge, this time into the turnbuckle. Edge waits for Hardy to struggle to his feet, then hits him with a big boot to the face. Edge puts Hardy on the top turnbuckle. Hardy with back elbows to Edge. Hardy starts to climb. Edge climbs up and hits a powerbomb from the top rope. Edge with a close 2 count. A Hardy chant goes out again. Edge goes for the cage door. Hardy grabs his leg. Edge grabs Hardy, who bites Edge's fingers. Edge punches Hardy, who drops Edge with a stun gun. Edge goes for the corner charge. Hardy runs him into the turnbuckle and hits the side effect for a 2 count. Edge goes for the cage door. Hardy dives to catch Edge and grabs his legs. Lita hands the Money in the Bank briefcase to Edge. Hardy ducks the briefcase shot and hits some right hands to Edge. Edge gets tied up in the ropes as Hardy attacks him, and the crowd comes to life. Hardy slingshots Edge into the cage. Hardy bulldogs Edge onto the briefcase. Edge then runs into the cage over and over. Lita starts to climb the cage to get in, but Hardy pushes her off. Edge is bleeding. Hardy with a running boot to the face. Edge says no when the referee asks him if he wants to give up. Hardy keeps running his boot into Edge's head. Hardy grabs the Money in the Bank briefcase and starts to climb. Edge shoves the referee into Hardy, who falls between the ring and the cage on the apron. Edge spears Hardy into the cage. Edge starts to climb. Hardy follows and they trade shots on the top rope. Hardy drives Edge down to the mat. Lita grabs a chair. She tries to get it in the cage. The referee at the door gets the chair and threatens to throw her out. Hardy goes for the pin, but Lita gets in the cage and breaks up the count of 2. Hardy starts walking towards Lita as a Hardy chant rings out again. Edge starts crawling for the door. Hardy goes to stop him. Lita goes to hit Hardy with the briefcase, but he bats it away from her. Hardy does the twist of fate on Lita. Edge spears Hardy. Hardy kicks out at 2. Edge starts to climb. Hardy comes from behind and runs Edge headfirst into the cage. He falls down on the mat. Hardy climbs to the top of the cage. He does a leg drop onto Edge from the top of the cage. He then has an arm draped over Edge to get the pin. Hardy celebrates and leaves the ring. Lita and Edge are both shown crumpled in the ring as they both have Edge's blood all over them. John Cena is shown getting his ankle taped up. Eric Bischoff comes in. He says Cena is going to need that tape and a whole lot more. He says he's been waiting for this moment for a long time. He says Cena can't win with Bischoff here. He can't even survive. Cena then puts a piece of tape on Bischoff's mouth and leaves. Referees are shown trying to help Edge and Lita backstage. Edge is crawling up the ramp. He gets up, but falls back down. World Tag Team Championship match. The Hurricane and Rosie versus Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch. Cade and Murdoch says they beat the tag champs once, and they'll do it again. Hurricane and Cade start. Cade with a big forearm shot. Cade with a scoop slam. Cade misses an elbow drop. Hurricane comes back with some right hands. Leapfrog by Cade and a back and forth. Hurricane with an arm drag to Cade and Murdoch. Rosie with a right hand to Murdoch, and Hurricane with a head scissors to him, and Murdoch and Cade roll outside to regroup. Hurricane with a side headlock to Cade, who pushes off and comes back with a shoulder block. Murdoch tagged in. Hurricane with a forearm and a second rope missile drop kick to Murdoch. Rosie tagged in. Hurricane with a drop toe hold to Murdoch, and Rosie with a headbutt to Murdoch. Gets a 1 count. Cade distracts Rosie. Rosie with a headbutt that knocks Murdoch down. Rosie with running backside to Murdoch in the corner. Cade tagged in. He does a double axe handle to Rosie and drops a knee as Murdoch goes over to harass Lillian Garcia. Cade gets a 2 count. Cade with a front face lock. Hurricane comes over to save Lillian and gets some right hands to Murdoch. He goes to dive between the ropes in the corner on Murdoch, who catches him and gives Hurricane the DDT on the floor. Rosie with an Irish whip and a backdrop to Cade. Rosie then keeps going over to check on Hurricane. Rosie with a corner clothesline to Cade, then one to Murdoch on the apron. Rosie goes for the big corner charge, but Murdoch pulls Cade out of the way, and Rosie hits the turnbuckle hard. Murdoch tagged in and drops an elbow on Rosie. Gets a 2 count. Trainers and another referee come down to check on Hurricane as Murdoch drops an elbow. Gets another 2 count. Rosie rolls out and Cade attacks him and runs him into the barricade. He then runs him back first into the apron. Murdoch covers for 1 count. Cade tagged in and attacking Rosie as Hurricane is shown being carried out. Cade hits a net breaker. Murdoch tagged in. Double Irish whip. Rosie comes back with a double clothesline. Hurricane fighting to come back down the ramp to help his partner. Hurricane tagged in. Forearms to both Cade and Murdoch, trying to fight both, but has no feeling in his left arm. Murdoch clotheslines Hurricane while Cade clips him and Murdoch pins him. We have new tag team champions. Ric Flair's limo is shown. One of the women gets out wearing Flair's robe. You hear Flair's voice coming from inside asking her to get back in. She flashes him, gets a woo, and gets back in. Maria interviews Chris Masters. He says Shawn Michaels will get broken by the Masterlock. Chris Masters versus Shawn Michaels. Michaels with a great ovation coming out. Masters attacks Michaels as he gets in the ring and goes to put the Masterlock on him. He slings Michaels down. He then stomps Michaels down. The referee gets Masters away. The bell finally rings and Michaels slips out of another Masterlock attempt and kicks Masters. Masters then kicks Michaels and throws him in the corner. Michaels coming back with punches. Back and forth. Masters throws Michaels into another corner. Michaels comes back with chops. Master reverses the Irish whip. Michaels comes back with a knee to the face. Michaels with a clothesline. Michaels with another clothesline that takes Masters to the outside. Michaels launches himself onto Masters on the outside and starts punching him. Michaels rolls in to break the count, then more chops to Masters on the outside. Michaels runs Masters into the ring steps. Michaels with a chop, and then goes and grabs a chair. The referee stops him from hitting Masters with the chair, allowing Masters to get a shot in and runs Michaels into the barricade. Back in, Michaels hitting Masters back with forearms. It goes back outside. Masters gets Michaels up for a powerbomb, but Michaels punching Masters to get out of it. So Masters runs Michaels into the ring post. He does it again and then drops Michaels. Back in, Masters with a big forearm to Michaels' back. Another forearm and an elbow to the back. A knee to the back and a leg drop by Masters. Masters with a delayed vertical suplex. He gets a 2 count. Another knee by Masters to the back. Double axe handle to the back. Several more shots to the back. Michaels comes back with a right hand and a chop. Masters reverses an Irish whip and hits a backdrop. He gets another 2 count. Irish whip and a backbreaker by Masters. Gets another 2 count. Masters with punches to the face. An HBK chant goes out as Masters hits another backbreaker. Then another backbreaker. He keeps Michaels down in the hold trying to get him to submit. Michaels punching Masters in the face trying to get him to break the hold. Masters finally lets go. Michaels with punches and chops to Masters. Michaels with a chop. Masters reverses an Irish whip. Michaels comes back with a crucifix, but Masters holding on. Masters reverses it and tries for the Masterlock. Michaels blocks it and hits some elbows. Michaels runs Masters backwards into the corner. Michaels with a back elbow and a chop. Masters reverses the corner whip, and Michaels runs into the corner upside down. Masters gets the torture rack on. Michaels fighting to get out of the hold. Michaels turns it into a modified sunset flip for a 2 count. Masters with a clothesline. Masters bleeding from the nose. Masters scoop slams Michaels. He calls for the Masterlock. Michaels fighting, getting put in the hold. Michaels reaches out and grabs the referee, and at the same time landing a mule kick to Masters to get out of the hold. Double count going. Both men up and going back and forth. Masters reverses an Irish whip. Michaels comes back with a flying forearm. Michaels kips up. Inverted atomic drop by Michaels. Clothesline by Michaels. Another clothesline. Scoop slam by Michaels. He goes up top and hits a big elbow to Masters. The crowd comes to life. He sets up for sweet chin music, but misses and Masters goes for the Masterlock. He locks it in. An HBK chant goes out. Michaels tries to push off the ropes, but Masters doesn't let go. He tries again on the opposite corner, but Masters still won't let go. Michaels goes down to one knee. The HBK chant gets louder. Michaels goes for another corner, but gets his body over the ropes and onto the apron. Referee Jack Doan makes Masters break the hold. Masters comes over, and Michaels guillotines him on the top rope. Michaels falls to the outside. Michaels climbs back up. He goes for a crossbody, but Masters catches him. Masters goes for the Masterlock, but Michaels wriggles free and hits sweet chin music to get the pin. The women are shown getting out of Ric Flair's limo looking satisfied and disheveled. Flair is then shown getting out woozy. He takes a drink of champagne, then collapses from exhaustion. Flashback to what's gone down between John Cena and Eric Bischoff, leading up to the main event. WWE Championship match, Kurt Angle versus John Cena. Cena gets a great ovation coming out. Cena looks intense. Angle with a side headlock takeover. Cena pushes off. Angle with a shoulder block. Cena with a leapfrog and a hip toss. Angle rolls to the outside. Angle with an armbar hammerlock into an arm lock, trying to hyperextend the elbow. Cena comes back with a wrist lock to a headlock takeover. Angle fighting to get back to his feet. He gets to his feet and pushes off. Cena comes back with a shoulder block, then another shoulder block. Angle rolls to the outside again. Angle sucks chant goes out. Back in, Angle with kicks and right hands. Angle with forearms. Angle with shots to the corner. Cena corner whipped, but gets his foot up on the charge. Cena with a right hand and a scoop slam. Cena with an elbow drop, then another one. That gets a 2 count for Cena. Cena runs Angle's head into the corner turnbuckle. Cena with a side slam. That gets another 2 count for Cena. Angle with a belly-to-back suplex. He follows that up with some kicks to Cena's head. Angle with an uppercut. He then stomps Cena down in the corner. Angle with a suplex. He gets the 2 count. Angle goes back to the chokehold and punches to the face. Then Angle with a modified camel clutch. Angle with an Irish whip. Cena comes back with a sunset flip. He gets a 2 count. Angle misses a clothesline. Cena with another sunset flip. Angle with a corner whip and a belly-to-belly suplex. A big knee to Cena, then another one. Angle with a reverse bear hug. Cena fighting to get to his feet. A big German suplex gets a couple of 2 counts for Angle. Angle with the body scissors. That gets another 2 count for Angle. Cena fights out of it. Cena ducks a clothesline and hits a DDT. Both men up. Back and forth. Cena knocks Angle down. Cena with 2 clotheslines and a shoulder tackle to Angle. Cena with a suplex. Gets a 2 count. Cena goes for the FU. Angle counters it into a sunset flip and into the ankle lock. Cena counters to get out of it. Cena with a spine buster. That gets a 2 count for Cena. Angle misses a corner charge, so Cena goes for the FU again. Angle reverses it into an angle slam. Angle gets a 2 count. Angle gets the ankle lock on. Cena reverses it and kicks Angle off. Cena was sit down slam to Angle. You can't see me, and 5-knuckle shuffle to Angle. That gets a close 2 count. Angle reverses a corner whip, but accidentally takes out referee Mike Chioda. Cena hits the FU. He covers, but there's no referee. Angle comes back and hits a low blow. Angle then takes his gold medal and wraps it around his hand. He nails Cena with it. Angle drives a knee into Cena's ankle, pulls the strap down, and puts on the ankle lock. Eric Bischoff comes down to ringside celebrating. He grabs the WWE title, gets in the ring, and tells Cena that he's losing the title. Cena makes it to the ropes. Bischoff kicks his hand away. Bischoff turns to tell the timekeeper to ring the bell as Cena reverses the hold and drives Angle into Bischoff, knocking Bischoff to the outside. Cena hits Angle with the title as the referee recovers and goes to pin Angle as the bell rings. Lillian Garcia starts to announce the decision. Bischoff stops her and says, "Not tonight." He doesn't care what the rules say about disqualification. Cena then gives him an FU before he can finish. Angle then attacks Cena as the bell rings again. It goes outside and Angle is attacking Cena by the barricade. Angle stomps Cena down. He runs Cena into the ring steps. He dismantles the Spanish announce table. Cena counters the Angle slam into the FU to Angle on the Spanish announce table. Angle bleeding from the mouth. They say Cena has been disqualified, but his music plays and he holds the title high. He looks back to the ring as they sign off from Oklahoma City. Final thoughts. This was a pretty good show with some solid action. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at TheJoeyHarris. You can support the show at paypal.me/cupofjoepod. Thank you for joining me this week. This is Joey saying so long from the heart of Virginia.
The Cup of Joe Wrestling Show is a production of Baby Kangaroo Media.